Greetings to you, Crocodile Army. I've been watching a lot of videos and reading a lot of comments recently about the Ray Rice situation by people who appear to be ignorant about some aspects of human psychology. I know, quick Zaunstar, someone's wrong on the internet, better check it out, right? Well, a lot of these statements are from people I know and not just random people, so it was extra irritating, though I know some of them haven't given these issues a lot of thought necessarily, but some have. For those of you who've been without TV or internet for a while, Ray Rice, a famous professional football player in the National Football League, got into an argument with his then-fiancée, now wife, Janae Palmer, in a hotel lobby, which continued into a hotel elevator. She went to push him or spit on him or something, and he punched her in the face, knocking her unconscious. But the public didn't see most of that until recently. You see, the public only saw the aftermath of the incident at first, where he dragged her unconscious body out of the elevator. They didn't see her walk into the elevator under her own power, or the argument. Despite the protests of some who thought that we already knew full well what happened in the elevator, I saw the first video a few weeks ago and wasn't sure whether she had passed out, or fell, or a combination of those two things, or something else entirely. Ray Rice got a 2-game suspension, and that was pretty much the end of it at that point. Once the rest of the video came out to the public, which showed Ray Rice knocking her out, then it became a whole different matter, with no more room for ambiguity, and it called into question the extremely light 2-game suspension the league gave out, as it should have. The league then raised the punishment to an indefinite suspension pending further investigation. Astonishingly, some claimed that the NFL shouldn't change the suspension because he had already been punished, inexplicably expecting it to be bound by the legal system concept of double jeopardy. The NFL is basically a corporation, not a court. The NFL, while technically a non-profit, acts like any corporation and exists to help make money for the for-profit teams in the league. While the NFL does charity work and tries to put as positive a face on themselves as possible, their primary goal is still to make money. Their product is a sports competition, but the star players get people in the seats and drive merchandising revenue, so they can be and should be subject to pressure from the fans and the public to modify how they sanction players. The league can ignore our wishes, of course, but that will spark a backlash and a public relations problem that they don't want. It appears that at least one NFL executive had already seen the full tape before the first punishment was handed out, and if there was a breach of protocol, it should be investigated. If not, then I think most fans would like to see the protocol changed, and many fans are already demanding it, as we should. If Commissioner Roger Goodell saw the tape and swept it under the rug, I'd like to know that too. Then I can decide if I should add my voice to those calling for him to step down. I also saw a ton of ignorant comments from people who believe the relationship between Ray Rice and his wife is just fine. After all, they reasoned, if it were such a damaging incident, she wouldn't have married him, right? His wife even claimed that this was a one-time incident, and that they were past it already. Though I've been out of the field for many years now, I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I've worked with abuse victims before. I think most of you watching the video know how ignorant those statements are, without having ever taken a psychology course. But there are many who think this is perfectly reasonable. People in abusive relationships are not usually forthcoming about their abuse. It doesn't take much research on abuse to understand the reasons behind this, but many have clearly not even taken that basic step yet. Does anyone think it's really different because she slapped him first? Janae was the first person to make that confrontation physical, it's true. That is also assault. The fact that their relationship gets abusive at all is about the most sure sign of a broken relationship that there is. They both need to get help, but that in no way excuses him of using that level of force against her. He certainly has the power to get away from her, or hold her at arm's length until he could remove himself from the situation. They both need therapy, but the blame for this incident is on Ray Rice. There is no "she was asking for it," or blame sports culture, or any other apologist nonsense that I find acceptable in this case. Corporations, politicians, and even religions will all bend to public pressure eventually. Society has the power to guide them all to wherever we want to, so let's do it.